oh, I can yearn like nobody's business.
Yeah, well, even on like songs like People Watching, it's you yearning about yearning.
That's so true. It's literally meaning like, I wish that I liked someone.
Yeah.
Hey y'all, this is Conan Gray, and this is Making the Album with capital Plus.
Welcome to Making the Album. I'm Sam Prance, and today I'm joined by the incredible Conan Gray. Now, in this episode, we're doing a track-by-track breakdown of your beautiful, devastating, and life-affirming new album, Wishbone. How are you?
I'm good. This will actually be my first time really talking about the album track by track. So, if I say weird, I'm sorry.
No, you're welcome to say as much weird as you like. Okay, track one, Actor. What a way to start the album. I think this is already one of my fave songs you've ever recorded.
Thank you.
Why did you want to open the album with this song?
Actor felt like the kind of like perfect way to give people a rundown of exactly how I was feeling from top to bottom of the album. In so many ways, that first verse, I think, kind of covers everything. You know, it's like, okay, well, here's what happened. Here's what broke my heart. Here's how I feel about it. And I think it's almost like, you know, the first single of the album, this song is a love song. And in a lot of ways, I kind of like gaslight people into into thinking it's going to be a love album. And so with the album itself, I thought it was important to kind of do the opposite and be like, what you're about to listen to right now is this very specific story that happened to me. And yeah. I love that one too. It's one of the ones that I felt like was just a cornerstone of the story of the album, yeah.
Well, it references being in a secret relationship. Is it ever worth staying with someone who's not willing to acknowledge that you're in a relationship?
It really depends. I mean, context is everything. I think the most important thing when it comes to relationships with everyone in life, whether it's romantic or not, is just empathy. You know, I think I say so much on this album. I say so many things. I'm angry and I'm in love and I'm jealous and I'm all these huge emotions. But at the end of the day, you're allowed to feel everything, but you should treat people as kindly as possible.
Yeah, that's true.
So if someone is feeling the need to be in a secret relationship, then like I think you have to decide whether that's what you want or not, and then go from there. It's not what I want, but I'm not everyone.
No fair. Well, also the bridge is perfect. I love that line, when you meet a girl on some TV show, there's a side of you that she'll never know. I just think, like, you are kind of the king of bridges. Like, you have your masters in architecture. What, in your mind, is the key to a good bridge?
Ooh. I think the key to a good bridge is going somewhere where the song hasn't gone yet. It's kind of your last shot to give people just a little extra treat in the song. So, yeah, I usually want a bridge to sound a bit unlike the rest of the song. And it's also kind of, I always see the bridge as an opportunity to say that one thing you tried to say in the whole song, but, like, you couldn't quite fit it into the melody. I'm like, okay, well, now I can shove it in there. Yeah.
New melodic structure.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have a favorite bridge of all time? Outside of your own music.
You can't ask me that.
Or just some that come to mind.
Bridge of all time? Oh my god, I don't know. That's so mean. It's so early and so green in here. How am I supposed to answer?
Just who means a lot to you? Like, who writes good bridges in your view?
I think lyrically, it's always really fun to see where Lorde goes in a bridge. She doesn't always write in typical pop structure, but when she does and when she pulls out a bridge, it's usually pretty miraculous. I mean, Green Light, Supercut might be one of the best songs ever made. And it's interesting, when I first heard that album, I didn't really understand what that song was about. I think I was just like a little too young to really get it. I was like, what do you mean, like, Supercut? Like, what are you talking about? But now it's like I listen and I'm like, like it's so good. There's so many bridges I love. I mean, obviously Taylor has an incredible collection of bridges. She made the first and the last bridge as far as the world's concerned. So.
But I feel like you're now in that pantheon.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, track 2, this song. Now, I mean, you brought this up. I do have a bone to pick with you. You started this era with this, like, beautiful romantic love song, and then this album is kind of devastating. Why did you make this one the lead?
It was so important to me that I made this the lead because I wanted to give the people who were listening to my music and who care about my music, I wanted to make them have to go through the same pain that I had to go through.
So kind.
Because that's how relationships work, you know? When you're in that first moment, you don't know that it's gonna end. Like, you don't know that things are gonna fall apart the way they do. And I also felt like this song, it's so hard to talk about this song, quote unquote, this song. To me, the palette of it is so fresh. And I felt like at that point in my life, I really wanted to just give people like a breath of fresh air. I wanted the song to feel like you were like jumping into like a cold creek at like 6 a.m. I wanted it to feel like a big like, hey, this is something new that I'm doing, and I needed to gaslight the world. Basically, I needed to.
But it's both like epic and intimate. It reminds me almost of like Sixpence None the Richer. It just
Thank you.
makes my heart melt.
Thank you. That's a good
Now,
compliment.
I mean, when you teased the song on TikTok, a fan actually commented, "I never thought I would see the day a Conan Gray song made me feel single." How do you feel about that reputation as an artist?
I mean, I understand why that's the reputation, and I think that whoever said that probably will feel a bit more comforted by the rest of the album. But, I mean, this song is, you know, one track out of 12 that I felt in love, and it's important to collect all of the feelings.
Well, I also feel like you're one of the great yearners of our generation.
Oh, I can yearn like nobody's business.
Yeah, well, even on like songs like People Watching, it's you yearning about yearning.
Wait, that's so true. It's literally me being like, I wish that I liked someone.
Yeah. Which is a very relatable concept.
Which is so real. No one talks about it. It's really hard to like someone. It happens less frequently in life than you wish.
Yeah. Well, it's beautiful to see it come full circle, and now you have a song just playing about yearning.
Yes. A good old-fashioned yearn.
And the video as well is beautiful. It introduces us to Wilson and Brando's like epic love story. What do these characters mean to you?
Oh God, I mean everything. I think very much they're a mirror of the childhood that I had growing up in Texas. You know, the videos are set in Texas, and I think when I think of these two characters, you know, it's so hard when you're writing something that you kind of consciously know is being consumed by people, because you kind of feel all these limitations of like what you should say or can say, or whether you've said too much. But I think with the music video, I knew I wanted to have these two boys who I could kind of give free reign to do whatever and not feel this like huge like, oh no, what if they do something that isn't me, you know? Because ultimately I'm trying to tell a story that I feel like I relate to, but isn't necessarily like, I can't say that I've frolicked in a creek and fallen madly in love with my best friend. Like, it hasn't happened, not that way. I wish. Okay. I wish it happened that way, but it didn't. So in a lot of ways, it's like a fulfillment of a dream that I've had, and also just felt like the perfect way to visually sum up the album, because the most kind of places that I reference on the album are Texas and London. And it felt like if I couldn't give people videos where we're actually in Texas and you're actually seeing these people fall in love and break up and get each other's feelings hurt on accident, like it felt like it would have been an injustice to the album.
No, completely. And I think like fans are already latching onto these characters. I think this, like, obviously it's the first part of this visual story. I think in the same way that like Troye Sivan's Blue Neighborhood meant a lot to people.
Classic. So classic.
I feel like this is going to be the same for like a whole new group of kids.
I would be honored.
Now, Corey Fogelmanis plays Brando in the visuals. People love him. How did you cast him? Were you like a Girl Meets World fan?
I like was just barely out of the Girl Meets World, like, because the last show that I watched on like TV like that, I think was probably like Victorious or iCarly. Like when those ended, I remember watching the finale of Wizards of Waverly Place and being like, this is the end for me. So I didn't watch Girl Meets World. I just met him through a bunch of friends. I've known him for almost a decade now. We've been friends for 8 years, and he's just one of the most important people in my life. I knew that I wanted someone / I had to have someone who I was really comfortable with, because this video is simultaneously incredibly intimate, but also like I don't have tons of acting experience. I had to be with someone who I felt like I could look really stupid in front of and be really embarrassed in front of and feel like it's gonna be okay. And Corey is the kind of person who truly is never judging anyone ever. He was the first and the only person I called it. Just it had to be him. Honestly, if it wasn't him, I don't know if the videos would have existed.
Well, perfect casting.
Thank you, Corey. Thank you, Corey.
Now, track 3, Vodka Cranberry, the next single, stunning. If you won't end things, then I will. It feels like a key lyric in the song. In your mind, Conan, what's the right way to break up with someone?
Do not ask me, because I don't know. I wish I knew. Oh my God. I think...
Maybe not on a plane.
Not on a plane. Maybe wait till you've landed. I think, oh God. I have... dumped a fair share of people. I've been dumped a fair share of times. There's definitely no right way to do it. I think maybe the best way is honesty, being very open about how you feel. That goes for most things in life. I will say I have like an opposite issue where like I'll just cut to the chase. Like if the second I feel like anything kind of wrong, I'm like, well, it was nice knowing you. This meant so much to me. Goodbye forever.
Interview over.
Literally. But I definitely think a real conversation and over, at least over a phone call.
Yeah, well.
At least, not just no text message. Like, be braver than that.
Well, and also at least you had the bravery to break up with people. I think like what you're saying in the song is it's worse when someone's stringing you along for.
Yeah, but it's also, I think with vodka, it's more like the drink. Yeah, it's one of those songs where I think it's more indicative of my like irrational fear of people leaving me. I was so afraid of what was going on, so confused, that there was always this instinct of me of like, oh, I should just cut it off so that I'm the one who gets to have a say in whether I'm being dumped or not, Yeah.
And talking about Vodka Cranberry, I think this is one of your best vocal performances ever. Like, that high note in the bridge is stunning. You're kind of yodeling in parts of the song. Your voice has developed so much since you started posting covers on YouTube, and obviously since your first EP. Did you want to flex that on this song?
Shout out Eric Vitro.
You went with Eric?
Yes.
Okay.
He really has taught me a lot. I also got my tonsils taken out. Changed my life. Oh my God, changed my life. Excruciating pain. It was so painful recovering, but changed my life. I think that honestly a lot of the like kind of melody of this whole album comes from just boredom. Like, I was so bored of writing the same melodies over and over and over that I was like, I just like every time I'm writing a line, I'm just gonna take it to a place where like genuinely no one is thinking it's gonna go, including myself. I'll like sing a melody, be like, oh, okay. And I just kind of stick to it because there's so many melodies in the world that have existed for many, many years, and just felt like I needed to give myself the freedom to write some melodies that might be impossible to sing and might be kind of clunky, but like at least it's new, Yeah.
Well, so how do you look after your voice? Is it through lessons with like Eric or?
Yeah, I mean, I think on tour you have to be really careful not to even talk too much, which is so annoying because I love talking. But yeah, I mean, vocal lessons and vocal warm-ups before every show. You can't like eat certain things before shows. It's bad for your throat. It's like a lot. It's a lot. But it's an honor and a pleasure to not be able to eat some dairy before a show so that I can sing a song. It's great.
Fair. Now, I mentioned that you obviously first started posting YouTube videos when you were 14. It still have the same channel. How does it feel having this like big digital footprint? Is there anything you'd like to delete?
Oh, it's horrifying. I wish I could delete all of it, but I can't. And that's the reality for all Gen Zers and all people who've been on the internet for this long. I mean, no one wants to be perceived in a prepubescent, like, 12-year-old self. It's just embarrassing, and that's one thing I'm very jealous of with previous generations. Like, the worst thing that you have from when you're, dumb and 14 is, like, a picture of you looking kind of crazy, but instead it's like my internal thoughts. Like, it's so embarrassing. I
This
wish
is
it was
true,
all
but
gone.
like a lot of YouTubers have very messy pasts. I feel like Conan, your videos are just like endearing and sweet.
Just videos of like me with my dog. So shout out to 13-year-old Conan. He was really really open.
Well, outside of your videos, like, how do you feel about your early music now? Like your first EP, Crush
Oh, I
Culture?
love it. I
Yeah.
love my early music. I think for
You
so
don't
long I
perform
was
as much anymore.
I know. I need to bring it in. And there's a few that I'm still like bitter, like didn't matter to people. I'm like, you just didn't get that one. I love them. It's kind of like what I would explain it. It's like if you were to go back and read your diary when you were like 15 and you're like, oh, like it's so sweet that you felt like this problem that like didn't matter at all. Like I love that this mattered to you. I love it. I love that music and I'm so proud of it. I look back and I'm like, can't believe how young I was making those songs. I can't believe how much I had to say.
Yeah,
And
Generation Y.
I know. I was like, hell yeah. I had thoughts about suburbia.
Completely.
I really did.
Kind of in that Lorde, like, even holes in your Americana lineage. Like,
Classic. Colors is one of the best songs ever made.
True. Okay, track 4, Romeo.
Uh-huh.
Now, this, I think, is like, it's one of the most cathartic songs to sing along to on the album. That line, I don't want to know what you did with all the girls you swapped me with, your drunken mouth all on her lips, guess I was just your experiment. It's so cathartic to, like, hear. Was it cathartic to write?
Yeah, I think Romeo's the only one that there's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's just like, you. Which
Well, you say a lot.
I say,
actually.
I say a lot on the album. I think there's a range of emotions with everyone, and like, especially in a breakup, there's always gonna be a piece of anger. It's such a small section of what you actually feel in a breakup. It's kind of one of the first emotions you feel in a breakup, which is like, what the hell? Like, what? Okay, well, you. That's kind of like that first, like, kind of immature reaction, and I needed there to be one song where I was just like, immature and stupid and angry, because that is a real emotion you feel. Obviously, after that, you feel like a lot of other things, like, oh god, like, what happened there? I miss this person, all these things, but like, the first emotion is like, you, and it needed to be on the album.
I mean, and also the Romeo and Juliet references throughout the song are just so clever and good. Were you like a proper theatre kid, Conan?
Like, not at all. And I'm still really ill-informed. I was just so obsessed with music that, like, it was just, I was just writing songs like a psycho as a kid. Yeah.
Not even like an English lit kid? Like,
Not even.
okay.
I actually, the last 2 years of high school, I tested out of English. I would just read the books during the summer and then take a test and not take English that year. Because I had songs to write.
Fair enough.
I was like, I'm so sorry, English class, I have songs to write, and now I don't know how to read.
The Leah Michelle of your generation. Now, you wrote this song with Noah Conrad, who is actually one of Role Model's biggest collaborators, and you were recently Role Model Sally at the Gov Ball. How did that happen? And also, how does it feel being both Sally and the Apple Girl?
Well, I've known Tucker for a long time as well, and yeah, Noah, who produced the song, very much, like, I think he's incredible, and I think also his work on Tucker's work has been so cool to see, like, what it's become and stuff. But yeah, he was just always around, and so I just felt like being Sally. We were both playing golf ball. And I went to his show like a couple weeks before, and I told him, I was like, okay, you're gonna make me Sally or else. And he was like, okay.
It was time.
Yeah.
Well, and then how was being the Apple Girl?
Being the Apple Girl was really special. And honestly, like, I felt extremely overwhelmed, but also incredibly free.
Yeah.
There's something about Charlie who can really open your heart and soul.
Well, I think now we just need you to be like the Juno girl to complete the trifecta.
Yeah. There's like a few more stops I have to make.
Okay, track 5, My World. Now, this is about realizing your worth after coming out of a breakup. What are your tips for getting over heartbreak, Conan?
I don't know. I just write songs. Like, I just write so many. So I wrote literally 300 for the album. So many songs. I wrote so many. And I was so miserable for like a year. And then after the year, I slowly started to feel normal again. I think you just have to let yourself feel everything. Like, let yourself be like really angry and really sad and really really happy and like very glad that it happened, but also like devastated and like you'll never love anyone ever again. Like you just have to feel everything and let it go and run through your system. The more you bottle it up, the crazier you will feel. And so you have to speak on it, and you have to talk to your friends, and you have to like have a little bit of a crisis. You have to let yourself that's like half the fun.
Completely. Well, even I feel like, obviously writing the song must have been helpful, but I feel like people will listen to the song if they're going through a breakup, because it reminds you that you're in control of your own life.
Yeah, there's a moment where you're like, wait a minute, like, I have free will. Like, what are we talking about? Why am I losing I could just literally just go in the mirror and smile and it'd be fine. And so my world was my just moment of like, shut the f*** up, Conan. Like, who cares? Just move on.
Well, it also sounded fun to record. Like, I love when you mimic the like low voice when you're singing, so you can keep drinking and living a lie and talking all low when you're out with your guys. Like, that must have been fun.
Yeah, it's very much like a song of like, I understand that there is so much pressure all the time as a human being to be so many things, but one of the beautiful things about your 20s is all of a sudden your brain just like dings like a microwave, and you're like, wait, nothing matters at all, and all the people who are judgmental are embarrassing. So embarrassing. Oh my god, how embarrassing it is to be a judgmental person. And like all these like insecurities that you've had your whole life, like all of a sudden are like, wait a minute, that's actually the best part of me. This is awesome. So yeah, I pray that everyone has a little bit of a my world realization at one point in their lives.
I hope so too. Now, track 6, Class Clown. I love how vulnerable this song is. I feel like there's always songs on your albums that like slightly weave into your like family life as well as your, I guess, whatever relationships and stuff you're going through. Now, you said you've written quite a few of these songs in secret. How did Class Clown start?
Definitely like one of my favorites on the album, and it also is kind of one of the only ones that really isn't about romance in any way. It's just like about me, because I'm obsessed with myself. I think everyone makes versions of themselves for the world, you know? And you don't even really know that you're doing it most of the time. You uphold this version of yourself over and over and over for years and years and years and years. And sometimes you get home at the end of the day and you're just like exhausted because you feel like you've spent all day long being like a jester to the world. And you're like, who even am I? Who am I entertaining? Like, what am I running from? Class Clown to me is one of those things. It's like I've gone so many places in life, and life has changed so much for me since I was a little kid growing up in the middle of Texas. And some days I look at myself and I sit in my little life now that I have, and I feel exactly the same as that 7-year-old. And I'm like, why despite the fact that like everything in my life has changed, every cell in my body has regenerated to new cells at this point, yet I still feel like him sometimes. So it's just a bit of I think a bridge between like who I was as a kid and who I am now, and how a lot of times that's kind of just the same thing.
Well, it's a very human feeling. The song actually reminds me of, we talked about Lorde earlier, it reminds me a bit of Liability in terms of how raw it is. Last time you spoke with Buzz, you just met Lorde in person and bonded over chapstick.
Yes.
Have you interacted any more since then?
Yeah, I've met her so many times, and she's always just so kind and extremely down to earth, and I'll always worship the ground she walks on. She's so great.
Well, and even it's so full circle because she's obviously just worked with Dan on her last album.
I know. So. That's been so special. Totally was like fangirling when I heard the songs. I was like, Dan.
It's just so cute. I mean, we talked a bit about Lorde's music earlier, but top 3 Lorde songs?
Top 3, Buzzcut Season,
Taste.
Ribs, obviously. And I'm gonna say Supercut. I think that's
okay. Favorite. Yeah, no, classic. I think Ribs is there for me. I really like Hard Feelings as well.
Also underrated, Dominoes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously the new album.
Yeah. I haven't sat with it long enough. Give me some time, okay?
Broken Glass, that's with Dan. That one's gorgeous. Okay, track 7, Nauseous. This is just like another gut-wrenchingly candid song. What does it mean to you, Conan?
Yeah, Nauseous is just about being afraid of love. It's a very simple one. I think there's definitely, sometimes you meet someone who's so great and who is going to love you and not hurt you. And that's much more terrifying than meeting someone who you kind of know is an Being vulnerable is scary. That's just a very normal feeling in life. And Nauseous is just me taking a look at my history with dating and my history with even like friendships and realizing that a lot of these people are in fact a lot safer to me because I know that they're gonna hurt me, because that's a much less vulnerable place to be, on the defense, rather than allowing someone to actually see that you're incredibly flawed and human and sensitive. Yeah, it's scary.
Well, other than love and being vulnerable, what makes you feel nauseous?
But I'm literally the most carsick person ever. I hate it so much. I would rather walk an hour than be in the car for 15 minutes in any city.
If you're driving as well?
Driving is fine. But like, yeah, I take the tube here for sure because like you don't get carsick. I get you put me in a car and the second I'm in there I want to throw up. I don't know what it is. It's so annoying. And when I was a kid I could like sit and read in the car for like 7 hours, and now I just like have to sit in the car like this, just like.
Have you got my boyfriend's the same. Have you got those bands you can wear that?
What's that?
I literally don't know what like the magic is in them, but they just like.
You'll have to tell me about this later because I need to know, because
okay.
It's debilitating.
Okay, we'll get you the classic bands. This album actually is a big sonic pivot from Found Heaven. Was that a conscious choice? And I mean, they were recorded quite close together. Was there any crossover?
It was totally unconscious. I was writing the album without even knowing that I was writing the album. So while I was in the promo cycle of Found Heaven and when I was like actively releasing it and actively touring it, I was writing these songs just for myself. And I always write. I always do. And I think what was unique about Found Heaven was it was very intentionally a time where I was forcing myself to make music that wasn't like my other music, because I really needed to see. I needed to check. I needed to learn. I needed to become versions of myself that I hadn't been, because who you really are is always changing, and I needed to experiment. I need to learn. I think that this album is very much the product of all of that learning that I did. I think there's bits and pieces of Found Heaven in like the melodic structure everywhere, but sonically it's extremely just like my other albums before. But I think Found Heaven is always going to be so special to me because it was a time where I really just had let myself be like completely free and try something different. Yeah,
completely. And also you worked on Max Martin with that album, who is this huge pop producer. What was he actually like to work with, and what did you learn from him?
I learned a ton from him. Thank you, Max Martin. So much about melody. It's so interesting. I've never really thought much about melody when I was writing, for the entire decade before I met him. But there's so much to it that you never really think about. And he's also, obviously the greatest pop writer and pop producer of all time. But at the end of the day, he's just really, really hardworking and loves music. And it's just, no matter who you are, it's really fun to see someone who is doing what they love. And he really loves music, and it's really fun to see that. And that was one of those things where I felt like, oh, how lucky am I that I get to make music? Like, there's so many times where I'm like, oh, I don't want to go to the studio. I just want to lay in bed. I'm like, shut the up. You are so lucky. Yeah.
Well, it's such a flex. Like, not many people have an album produced by Max Martin, and you have an incredible one. So.
Thank you.
Track 8, Caramel. I think this is my favorite song on the project, and I just love how it acts as a contrast to like some of your lines on Romeo and My World, where you're now sort of being honest with yourself that this person is still on your mind. Why was it important to include that perspective on the album?
You always reach a point, I think, at least for me, I've always reached a point with everyone who's ever left my life where the pain has kind of dulled, and you can take a moment to step back and be like, at the end of the day though, like, I really liked you. You really meant a lot to me. Every time we're in the same city, I kind of wish I could call you, but I can't, which is weird. And it's also like very much a reference to the fact that like breakups are so unlinear, and I think especially when you're like a bit trying to learn what dating even is. It's like you break up and you get back together again, and you break up again and you get back together again, and then like they like you this time and you don't like them, and then when they like you, you like them, and then they don't like you anymore. It's like all these like super confusing paths that you have to go through. So I think it's fun to kind of acknowledge that you do miss someone. I think to act like you just hate someone after dating them is so untrue, because obviously at one point you loved them, so you can't just ignore that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I love that you're saying never like kissing your mouth with cigarettes on your breath on Romeo, but then here you're singing your cigarette breath, thick on your open mouth, maple and amber clouds, and coffee grounds when I think of it now. So what is the truth, Conan? Is cigarette breath an ick or kind of hot?
Oh, that is such a good question. That is such a good question. I actually actively love the way that cigarette smoke smells, like in the air. But I also like the smell of gasoline and nail polish and like a lot of things that are definitely carcinogens. I don't know why. I've talked about it openly many times. I love, like, if there was like gasoline candle, like I would burn it.
You should sell it.
You know what doesn't smell great is when the smoke has like lingered on you. Not a good smell. And that's how it usually smells.
Okay.
So my answer is no. Don't smoke. Not good. But in the moment, it smells good. But I don't care. I know what's going to happen later. But I love that you saw that parallel, because I really hoped that someone would notice that. It was important to me that I put caramel like at the lower half of the album, so that you can really see like how much I begin to romanticize the whole situation as that goes on.
Well, it makes me between romanticizing and also I feel like at the start you're kind of fronting that you're over everything.
Yeah.
So like it is also like a vulnerability and a guard coming down as well.
Yeah, for sure. In the beginning, I'm like, I don't care. Like, whatever. It's my world and it's my life, whatever. And then by the end, I'm like, I miss you.
And I mean, Dan produced this song. You reunited with Dan on this album. One thing I love is that fans joke about you, Olivia Rodrigo, and Chaperone being Dan's 3 children. How does it feel like you're the Dan Nigro cinematic universe? How does it feel seeing all 3 of you like thrive so well?
It's crazy, and it's a huge testament to Dan himself. You know, I think it's crazy because I went from like truly like the hands of my Texan childhood to Dan. Like, I was 18 when I met him. He was the first producer I ever met. He was the first person I ever produced a song with. He just like, I don't know, I've been working with him for 8 years now. And he's seen so many versions of me, and we really like learned together, and like he had to raise me. It's like insane. I don't think people even really get like how much he had to become like me and Olivia and Kaylee's like dad. He really believes in what he believes in, and he could see visions of us that I think other people couldn't see, and he believed in me in times where I didn't even believe in myself and didn't even think that I had anything to give people. So he's the best. Thank you, Dan.
The dad that stepped up.
Like, literally, he was the dad who stepped up. And to say that he's like just a producer is like not even true. Like, he's just, yeah.
Well, also, you were I think the first to debut out of the 3 of you. Could you tell when you met Chapel and Olivia for the first time that they were going to be these huge stars?
I don't think anyone ever meets someone and thinks like, oh, they're going to be f***ing famous. Like, I mean, maybe some people think that, but I think I meet people and I think like, holy shit, like they're really good at writing songs. But the thing about it is like, there are so many people on earth who are so good at writing songs and who are so talented and are so much more talented than me, who this doesn't happen to. So it's really like, it's such a toss-up, and I don't think anyone ever expects anything to happen. The fact that anyone listens to my music is like, great, thank God. Because I know firsthand like how many incredibly talented people and artists that I love who didn't get lucky to meet the right people and all these things, you know? God, there's so many talented people. I think talent is actually a lot less rare than people think.
No, that's true. I mean, even we interviewed Chapel before the rise and fall of Midwest Princess became like the phenomenon it is. Yeah. And even then I was thinking like, she deserves to be huge, but it's like, why is it not happening? And then
when that album came out, I was like, God, I hope everyone on earth hears this album, because it's so f***ing special, and I'm so glad that they did. Oh, thank God. It was like such a relief. I was like,
True justice.
Yeah.
Track 9, Connell. Now, naming a song after Connell in Normal People. First of all, that's just incredible in and of itself. What does that show and book mean to you, and how did it escalate into this song?
So I loved the book, and I read the book before the show came out because I heard that the show was coming out, and I was like, I need to read this book. Book changed my life, and the show is so good. Obviously, you've seen it.
Yes. Devastating.
Devastating. But I always saw so much of myself in the personality of Marianne, like the way that she navigated that relationship and kind of assumed that she had no worth to this person. And I think with Connell, I saw so much of the people that I've dated before or loved before in him, you know. It's so easy to villainize someone, but so much of what happens is projection and miscommunication and things that have nothing to do with the person who you're actively in the relationship with. Connell as a song is me really facing the fact that they hurt me, whatever. But I'm also very much putting myself in a position where I think I maybe subconsciously knew that I was gonna be left. It's a bit like Nauseous. It's a time where I had to really think like, hey, I've chosen this person because they remind me that I'm worth nothing. And that's not a good thing.
You remind me of how good it feels to hurt. You remind me of how little I deserve. I think that's like the most heartbreaking lyric you've ever written.
Yeah.
Well, all of these songs as well, they're so diaristic. I think probably the most diaristic songs you've ever written in like a really brave and beautiful way. And it's kind of the nature online that people will try to like guess or pick apart who songs are about. How do you feel about that?
I don't mind. I think it's perfectly reasonable. Humans are extremely curious people. I also don't mind because like they're just never right. So it's like kind of like I'm like, okay, cool. Like I guess I'm dating that person today. Like whatever. I mean, I get it too. Like when I was like 13 and I like loved an artist, I was like, oh my gosh, like, and they're dating this person. Meanwhile, like I had no idea that they're just like standing at a table like vaguely near each other. So yeah, it doesn't really mean much to me, and I understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, actually, Conan, we need to be honest here. I don't even know if this is a joke, where everyone thinks your songs are about Vecna.
Yeah.
Can you explain this?
I don't even know when this began. It started somewhere on the internet that him and I had like a really toxic relationship and that he like broke my heart. I don't know why. But what's funny too is then it kind of like people didn't really understand, and then they kind of thought that maybe like I had dated the actor of Vecna. Which didn't happen. And then from there, I was like at a fashion show one day, and I like kind of walked like I think his name's
Jamie Campbell Bower.
Yes, that was here, and I was walking here, and I was directed to like walk this line. As I'm passing him, he kind of like turns, but there's a video being taken from over there. Fully looks like I like rammed him in the shoulder. Like I like walked and was like. Which is so funny. And yeah, basically, don't f***ing talk to me about Vecna. I can't talk about it right now.
Okay.
He's really like hurt me, and I just can't talk about it.
So if anyone asks, this album is about Vecna.
No, it's not. I don't know what you're talking about.
Track 10, Sunset Tower. You worked on this song with your friends Luca Closer and Elvira, who are also part of Found Heaven, and they're currently, getting huge praise for their work on Addison's album. What are they like to work with? What makes them so special?
What made them special is they're like actually just my buddies. So it was like really funny because we were just dying, laughing and being ridiculous, and they were my friends way before we ever worked together. So yeah, like Sunset Tower is a product of them already knowing all the lore of my life, like not having to catch them up on anything, and us just like banging out the song because we knew everything that happened.
Well, you reference Luca in the lyrics.
Yeah, literally. Thank you, Luca. As you reach the end of the album, there's a bunch of basically me just saying like, hey, regardless of all of these feelings that I feel, like I still do really care about you, whether that care is like rooted in like anger or love. It's something in between.
Well, talking of care rooted in anger, I wish you the best, but hope that you die every time I'm playing in London. Another 11 out of 10 lyric. Now, there's a lot of references to London on the album. You're here in London today. How do you feel about London in the UK now?
I love London. I have such great memories here. I have a lot of friends who live here, and it's like always going to be one of my favorite cities ever. I love it.
It's not a like Renee Rapp, I hate Boston situation.
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. You can't hate London. It's so great.
Now, lyrically, I also feel like this song feels a bit like an older sibling to The Cut That Always Bleeds, just in the sense that you're admitting what your heart can and can't take.
Yeah.
The Cut That Always Bleeds, like, has gone viral on TikTok this year. How do you feel about your old songs going viral when you're releasing new material?
I think it's so special. I think it's so cool. I mean, like, it's nice because you feel like all of a sudden these songs that didn't get kind of like, it wasn't understood in the same way at the moment, like, has a whole new life. And it makes you it made me feel like these songs still have value even if they're old, you know, which I can't believe anyone ever convinced me that that's not the case. Of course a song has value even if it's old. In fact, like, some of the best songs ever of all time, you know, they're old. And when I look back at my discography now, I like think of all these different songs where I'm like, I hope like people catch that one day. Like, that one was always good. Or like The Cut That Always Bleeds was one of my favorite songs when I wrote it, and it was really validating. Boosted my ego.
Well, are there any other songs that stand out that you think deserve more love that you want to like shout out from your early albums?
There's a song on Super 8 called Footnote that I love, and I truly think it deserved its flowers, but didn't get its flowers because I don't think people know what a footnote is. And that's okay. And hell, do I even know? I skipped English.
What's that? I'm begging for footnotes on the story of your life. I feel like Taylor's educated people.
Yeah,
so
maybe.
It's time.
Yeah, thank you, Taylor. She's the world's English teacher.
True. I mean, talking of those songs that have had huge moments, obviously Heather's had like 2 billion streams on Spotify. Do you ever feel any pressure to have like another Heather moment?
Maybe when I was younger, but like not anymore. I'm like, thank you, Heather. Like, that's it. That's my feeling. Love you, Heather. And literally, like, when I wrote Heather, I was like, this is the best song I've ever written. It's so good. And then I played it for my label. They were like, it's like, whatever. And I was like, no, guys, like, really, like, it's good. I think it's really good. And then when the rest of the world was like, it's good, I was like, I told you.
So validating.
Yeah. So validating. Yeah.
Track 11. 11. It's sort of about like finding signs in everything to support a relationship. Do you believe in fate? Are you superstitious?
So I'm not, but when you're going through a breakup, you like experience unbelievable psychosis and like truly start to think that like everything is a sign. You're like, oh my gosh, wait, that's a f***ing candy wrapper on the floor, and one time we ate that candy wrapper together, and I have to call this person up like right now. So embarrassing. But it is natural. It's a natural thing.
Mm-hmm.
Natural progression. 11 is about me always kind of looking for a little sign that maybe I still matter, that this relationship would still have some kind of life that I don't understand. You always want to believe that there's something in the universe tying you to someone. It's a bit bleak to think that we're just like nothing and we just like decompose when we die. I mean, that is what I believe, but it's a bit bleak.
Well, you mentioned horoscopes in the song. Are you into horoscopes?
Like, I don't believe them at all, but I love it. I love talking about it. It's so fun.
Well,
I'm like, yeah, well, of course. I'm a Sag.
Okay.
Sag, Sun, Cancer, Moon.
Okay.
Leo
a lot of
rising.
Sages are entertainers, Britney Spears, Taylor, like.
Yeah, sad. Just like, you know, sad.
Okay. Do you know like what signs you're compatible with, or?
I don't know.
Okay.
But every time I like mention anything to my friends, they're like, well, of course, you know, which I love. It's so fun.
Well, and this song references the title Wishbone. Were there any other titles in the running, and like why did you land on Wishbone?
I had decided Wishbone pretty late in the process, and there were like a lot of other options, but it just became really clear that it was the final choice. I was doubting the title, and I needed to decide. It was time for me to decide, and I literally walked into the airport on the very last day of tour and walked through the doors at like 6 a.m. in the Dallas airport, and there was literally like a 60-foot tall Wishbone standing in front of me, and I was like, you, world. Actually, you and off. I was like, okay, so it's definitely Wishbone.
Yeah, so maybe signs are real, fate.
Exactly. Or maybe I'm just, like, losing my mind. Like, I don't know.
I think you seem sane, Conan.
Thank you. Thank you. And you're such a Leo. No, I'm kidding.
The artwork actually is stunning too, but why the sailor vibe?
Okay, so I gave myself an assignment with this whole album, which was like, I can do whatever I want in the visual world as long as it's me. Don't hold myself in the bounds of like thematics that are like too constricting. As long as something just feels like me, then it's good to go. And I had this very specific vision from the second I knew that I was making it. I was like, I must be in a sailor outfit and I need to be jumping in the air holding a big wishbone. Like, I was like, I have to. You know, the album goes in this huge journey. It's a huge leap into like a completely new...
A voyage.
Yes, a voyage. An odyssey, if you will. And I think the album cover is me, jumping into it. And then just trying life out without bounds. And the fact that I'm wearing a sailor outfit is just me... just being very me, like extremely me.
Well, and it looks cute.
And it looks cute.
Which is important.
Yeah.
Track 12, Care, the final track. Now, I feel like thematically this is the perfect conclusion to the album, but why is Care the final track?
Care is the final track because at the end of the day, I do still care and will always care. I think also sonically it sounds exactly like the end slate of a movie, and like the credits start to roll and it's like it's like, it just, I don't know, it just sounds so like the end of something. It's bittersweet. It acknowledges, you know, that something hurt you, but also, you know, you're still losing a friend, and that's sad. I think that's something people always kind of forget in a breakup is like, yeah, whatever, like things didn't work out, but like you still like that person and you miss having someone to talk to during the day, and you miss like laughing, and romance is such a small section of a relationship. Everything else is just friendship, and it sucks losing a friend.
Truly. Well, you also sing I Just Don't Feel Like I Could Love Again on this song. Do you still feel that way, Conan?
I think at the moment, yeah. We'll see.
Okay.
I think a lot of the problem afterwards with me, it's not been like, oh, I can't meet the right person, da-da-da. There are so many wonderful people on earth who are so worthy of love. And I meet people and I'm like, wow, you would be so perfect. The problem for me is that I just like feel so scared. It's so scary being vulnerable, and it's gonna take some time for me to feel like I can trust people again, and it's really hard to love someone if you don't trust someone.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, but you definitely you're a lovely person, and
Thank
you deserve that in return.
I think I'll get there. Things just take time.
Well, and beyond that, like, the songs are a good way of processing it. I mean,
Oh yeah.
and we talk about vocals. I think on this track you sound like Alanis Morissette. There's
Thank you.
truly insane vocals again, like
Thank you.
stunning.
I love Alanis, yeah.
Just finally, what do you want fans to take from this project?
I guess understand that relationships, any kind of relationship, there are just so many facets, and it's so far from cut and dry. It's so far from black and white. It's so far from, I wish that never happened. You can feel, I wish that never happened, and also, thank God that happened at the same time. And that's perfectly fine. And you can regret it, but also wish it could happen again. And you could hate them and miss them and love them and wish that you could never see them ever again, ever. This whole album is, from top to bottom, essentially me just being like, wow, you can really feel a lot of stuff. And you can go through a huge journey of feelings. You know, with Romeo, it's that like first kind of like skin level, just like, oh, I'm angry. But you get to the end of it and it's like, I care about you. Hope you're okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think like usually I get to the end of a Conan album and I'm kind of a little bit worried for you and like just want to reach out and make sure you're okay. And even though this album is like devastating in parts, there's something, I don't know if it just feels like you've processed a lot, where I feel like, actually, I think Conan's doing all right. I think
he's gonna be all right. No, I agree. It's also an incredibly hopeful album.
Yeah, it is, I said at the start, it's life affirming as well as devastating.
It was super affirming to me. I felt like for the first time ever, I could really just like acknowledge that it's all devastating, but it's all amazing. Like, I felt so lucky that I even liked someone. Like, how great is that? I was so happy about it. I think also a lot of the album is about the way that you treat people. The way that you treat people and the way that people treat you has like kind of nothing to do with each other. Like, so much of how someone treats someone just has to do with their own shit in their own life. And they're looking at you and projecting all this shit at you and you have no idea. And I did the same. I projected so much onto these people. So it's, I guess, a lot of like, hey, it's not that personal. And also, hey, like, just feel everything and take it so personally, because like, who cares, whatever, like, let yourself feel it.
Well, I feel like so lucky to have been able to listen to this album in advance and just live with these songs for a bit. And I just know that your fans, they're going to attach themselves so much to this music. It is truly a career high, and you should be so proud of yourself, Conan.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Conan.
You're making me emotional.
Oh.